So we have more Superman Golden Age dailies, and this is the Mischievous Mr. Mxyzptlx Part 2. A strange creature who calls himself Mr. Mxyzptlx and who claims to be from some outer dimensional world has been causing Superman considerable annoyance. Great Scott, first you pilfer the Daily Planet's payroll, and now, having no use for the stuff, I spill it. It's fun. Then, before the startled eyes of the Man of Steel, so for the present, Super old sock, so long, poof. Gone, and for that matter, so's the money, unless Super Speed can do something about it. The Daily Planet's entire payroll, 32,000 in small bills and silver scattered through the air, and I've got to catch it all before it hits the street. Let's see, $7,326.74, 11,000, blah blah blah. I still don't believe it. It's perfectly wonderful. Sorry to intercept your pennies from heaven. It's just like I said, Alfred. You never get nothing for nothing. Yours is perfectly right, Hoyman. I've managed to save the newspaper's payroll, but it's a nickel short. I must be slipping. Now to switch back to Clark Kent before Lois and the others miss me. Or him. Look, he has the payroll. Clark, how on earth? It somehow seemed to get on my desk. If spiriting away this money and hiding it is your idea of a practical joke, Kent, your sense of humor is badly warped. You can't win. Clark, why did you play that practical joke about hiding the newspaper's payroll? Are you kidding? I suppose pouring ink over myself would be a practical joke too, or balancing the water cooler on my head. No, Lois, all these shenanigans are the work of that strange little man. The little man who wasn't there when you invited me to look at him in the drawer of your desk. Ho hum, Clark, ho hum. Can I help if he can disappear at will? I assure you, Lois, I'm not crazy. Later. It seems crazy, all right, but that crystal gazer told Clark he was headed for plenty of trouble, and there was another angle I'd like to discuss with her. Earlier today, I was in here with a young man. Yes, and you wish me to repeat my words. $5, please. Never mind the part about the trouble that's already started. Ah, the love interest, eh? I told him he would fall madly in love with the most beautiful woman in the world. Ridiculous. Perfectly ridiculous. Clark could never care for anyone but me, hundreds of miles away. Sorry, friend, but you can't get on the train without a ticket. But I gotta. I tell you, wherever she goes, I gotta follow her. Nothing else matters. You don't see her face. Or you didn't see her face because she was wearing a veil, but I saw her face once. It haunts me. It's all the poetry in the world, every symphony, every great and noble and beautiful in life. I gotta follow her. A word of advice, friend. Go home and take a cold shower. I hope you see her face. It'll drive you mad as it does me. Meanwhile, in distant Metropolis, Madame Zodia said you'd fall madly in love with the most beautiful woman in the world. Clark, do you know anybody prettier than I am? Of course not, Lois. Who could be prettier than you? I do like the way she's drawn back in the Golden Age. That crystal gazer, Madame Zodia, told you were going to fall in love with the most beautiful woman in the world, and she also said you weren't it. Clark Kent, I think you're horrid. Now, Lois, you know that as far as I'm concerned, no one could be prettier than you. But on a cross-country express speeding towards Metropolis, and it happened after he went into that drawing room to take the tickets from the veiled lady and her maid. This sounds ridiculous. That face, I've seen it all my life, in my dreams, beautiful, heavenly, divine. From this moment on, I am her slave. Agatha, am I a beautiful woman? You know perfectly well you are, miss. Am I the most beautiful woman on the train? You are aware of that, miss. You know the answer. You know the correct answer, Agatha. I'm the most beautiful woman in all the world, and the most heartless. Meanwhile, in Metropolis, the city toward which the train is speeding, Madame Zodia's prediction that Clark would fall in love with the most beautiful woman in the world isn't going to worry me. Clark says I'm the prettiest. I think that I shall go to the dining car, Agatha. Not without your veil, miss. But you know what happens whenever you show your face in public. Yes, Agatha, of course I know. That face! Staggering, unbelievable. Let me hurl myself at her feet. Do you know, Anne, I've never had such a thought in my life, but I could kill that gorgeous creature without a moment's hesitation. Reporter Clark Kent sits down at his desk, and you again. Or the return of Mr. Mxyzptlx. Well, that crystal gazer told you were going to have trouble, didn't she? You wonder how. I know that. I was there in my invisible state, of course. Then you must have heard her predict that bilge that I am destined to fall madly in love with the most beautiful woman in the world. Not bilge, my friend. The woman in question is now en route to Metropolis. Come, I'll show her to you. How on earth can you do that? Simple. We'll fly out and intercept her train. Fly? Good heavens, is it possible that that outer dimensional imp has divined my true identity as Superman? You suggest that we fly out to intercept that train. Can this freak from another world have guessed my true identity as Superman? Why shouldn't we fly? I, like Superman, am from another world. He can fly, I can fly. And you're suggesting that you'll carry me? Okay, Mr. Mxyzptlx, I'll take a chance. But we'd better go someplace where our takeoff will be less conspicuous. All right, if you must be so self-conscious, I'll meet you on the roof. So, minutes later. Don't be nervous. I'll try not to be. This is ironical, Superman being the passenger for a change. Don't be frightened, Kent. I won't drop you. But be careful. How surprised this outlandish imp would be if he knew his passenger was Superman. Ah, there's the train which bears the most beautiful woman in the world, with whom, according to that crystal gazer, I'm supposed to fall madly in love with. Don't be too sure, you won't, friend. They say men lose all reason when they gaze upon that face. No woman could be that beautiful, and my X-ray vision should furnish me with a convincing preview of that fact. But as the disguised Superman's amazing super sight stabs through the metal car, what goes on? Somebody knocked that guy right out of my arms. Scene: Drawing Room J, Car 57, the Metropolis Limited. Look, Agatha, a man falling through the air. Amusing, isn't it? Amusing? It's horrible. He'll be killed. My, oh my, I promised not to drop the guy, and then I did. Now he's a dead pigeon, as sure as my name's Mr. Mxyzptlx, and he slams into the ground. This is awful. Mischief's my line, not murder, and now I've killed poor Kent. Quick, tell me before you expire, Kent, who's your next of kin? Don't tell me you're going to live after that plunge. I can't very well admit that a little fall like that can't hurt Superman. Pretty miraculous at that, isn't it? I can pour ink over you and stuff like that, and that's fun, but I wouldn't deliberately drop you. It was as though something knocked you right out of my arms. If he only knew how right he is. That my X-ray vision gave me a glimpse through the train's walls of the hauntingly beautiful face of the woman in car 67. I'm not sure what knocked him out. Maybe he just was so jolted. That woman on the train is the one the crystal gazer claims you will fall madly in love with, Kent. The most beautiful woman in the world. Ah, you see, you are already under her spell. Am I? Can you doubt it? Simply being near her caused you to fall from my arms, high in the air, and very nearly kill yourself in falling. That proves the potency of her beauty, to have that effect on you without you even seeing her. What he doesn't know is that my X-ray vision gave me a glimpse of her, but he's right about the effect of her beauty. Sorry, Kent, but having dropped you once has affected my nerve. I can't risk flying you back to Metropolis. That's all right. It's such a nice day, I think I'll walk. So I guess I'll return to the 8th dimension for a little rest. Clever fellow, that Mr. Mxyzptlx. He's disappeared again. And that's good, because as Superman, I can keep that train in sight. And I've got to see the most beautiful woman in the world again, if it's the last thing I do. Oh, that train, the gorgeous creature known as the most beautiful woman in the world. The impact of her beauty on Clark Kent was spectacular, to say the least, which leads to an interesting scientific question. Namely, can that devastating pulchritude have a similar effect on Clark Kent's alter ego, Superman? All I need to find out is to make use of my X-ray vision to pierce the walls of the train, and I'm almost afraid to try the experiment. Now to look through the walls of the train with my X-ray vision to discover whether the devastating beauty of the most beautiful woman in the world will affect me as Superman as it did as Clark Kent. Why wouldn't it? But before the experiment can be made, you again? Mr. Mxyzptlx in person. I just can't resist playing games with you, Super. And for starters, I think I'll wreck that train. No, you can't do that. She's on the train. You can't do it. Can't I? Guess again, Super.